it is Dean is actually occupying 23, but it is telling that I need to occupy 20. So what is actually happening? If Dean need to occupy 20, it need to be a synonym of 22. In that case, we have to keep here, it is already 25 is there, so I am not having any option to save Dean here. What I need to do is I'll go to 25. The option available here is if Dean needs 22, Collie is already occupied, it will be 25. Okay, in 25 it is again Flint. Okay, I'm not able to put my 23 here because it is already available or it is accommodated by Flint. The another option here is I need to put 23 here. Okay, so instead of this, what is another solution for this? The solution for this problem is two-pass loading, where we have mainly two passes, where the first pass we try to load only the home records into the home addresses, and in the second pass we try to record or try to insert the overflow records into the addresses which is available. Now, by using this two-pass loading, I am able to avoid the confusion of overloaded overflow records occupying my home address. So this is what it is guaranteed by my technique. The third technique is chaining with a separate overflow area. Here we can see that where I am having mainly two areas. The two areas are the prime data area and the overflow area. Now in the prime data area, I am having all of my home addresses and the records of my home addresses. And in overflow area, I am having every addresses of my overflow addresses with its records. Okay, now the main thing is how is the storage happening? Whenever a new record is added and an address is allotted, what happens? It comes to the home address, it checks if it is empty or not. If it is empty, it has been allotted. Now, if it is not empty, what happens? It is moved to the overflow area and it is accommodated inside my overflow area. So this is how my chaining with separate overflow area works. Now so this is the example. Okay, here we can see 20 is my home address and Adam is allotted, and this is my prime area, and 0. 0 in the sense, if I'm having a synonym of having the same home address 20, that will be this location will be pointing to the location in my overflow area, telling this is the synonym in my overflow area. So it means that Kohli is a synonym of 20. Okay, that is why this pointer is pointing to overflow area 0. Now again, Kohli is pointing to 2. In the sense, again, the record which is in 2, it is having the same home address 20. So we'll see which is it. It is 2, that is where the arrow is here, Flint. So straightway we can go and access it. So Flint is also having the address 20. So after that, we see that in the link address, it is -1, in the sense there is no more records which is having the home address 20. So this is how your program or example works. Advantage. Here the advantage is here the overflow area addition, deletion, every processes are very simple. Okay, and the disadvantage here is if my overflow area is saved in a different cylinder of that of my primary data area, it is costly because the read-write header need to move. Okay, so we maximum have to try to save both my primary data area and overflow data area within a same cylinder. Okay, so this actually happens whenever I have more records than the home address and if my file keeps growing. Okay, so these are the two cases. The next type of collision technique is scatter table. It is nothing but an indexing revisited. Okay, so we'll see this. What is it? Here we can see that we don't have any records inside my hash table, but we only have links. Okay, that type of hash table which have only links is known as scatter table. Now, the advantage of this hash table, scatter table is that it needs only one access to access the particular record. And this scatter table technique also supports variable length records. Okay, so we'll see the example. Here, we are considering the same example. Adam is having 20 home address. We come to the address 20. Now see in the hash table, we are not having any records but a pointer. Now where does the pointer point to? It is pointing to a linked list where Adams is holded and the next is pointing to the next synonym. Okay, and thereby to the next synonym. So this is how my scatter table works. So in my hash table, I'm only having pointers which is pointing to the linked list which is having Adams, and Adams pointer is pointing to the next synonym with address 20. that is Colley. Again, it is pointing to the next record, which is having again the same address, 20. That is why Adams, Colley and Flint is as a linked list. Similarly, 21. In 21, I am having which all records? Bates and Dean. In the sense, these both records are having the same home address. So this is about scatter table. So the next which we need to discuss is pattern of record access. So we can tell that whenever we try to access records, we can have or we can follow a fixed pattern so that the search length is minimum. Okay, so that is the technique which is used here, telling that whenever we come across any records, if we are recording or collecting the record accesses, we are able to understand what pattern is being used for accessing. Okay, so that is which can be reused, so that my search length can be reduced and be effective. So one example here is grocery file handling program. So in a very nearby grocery shop, you can go there, you can install a program, and then what you need to do means you have to set a program where it records the monthly accesses of each item done by the users. Okay, so let it be for item 1, by the end of the month it is maybe let it be 10, and item 2 it is 5. So what happens, we're taking that list and the next month what do we do, in descending order we'll put it inside my database or file. So what happens, whenever I now which is in the first item 1 which is having maximum access in the first. So what happens now, it is maximum accessed in the previous month. So this month also the probability is more that this same item can be accessed more. So what happens, the search length reduces, because since it is in the top, it is readily available and the access time is very much reduced, instead if it was saved to the end of the file. Okay, so this is how we can increase my search length by introducing pattern of record access. Thank you.